here we are underneath my house. This is a tree house. It also has extra supports. It has these well casings that are driven into refusal. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 oak trees, which are pretty good size. This is probably a 350, 400-year-old oak, white oak tree. The porch is on it, and the house is on, a lot of the house is on these extra supports, and then the other side of the house is on trees. So I have sliding brackets in here. The house is fixed, and then I made sliding brackets for the tree so that they can move. Now this tree is pretty big and it's pretty low to the ground, and it doesn't move too much. But it does move. In heavy winds, I'll hear this creaking, this and over the years, it's been 10 or 12 years. Actually, that's when you guys first came work. You know, that's one of the first shows you did, was when I was building this. So that was like 13 years ago, right? So in the 13 years since I did this, this porch has walked away from the house. If you look up here, I had this ledger built, and this beam was on there, all right? But over the years, this last year, it broke loose. You can see right here where it was sitting on the ledger up there. So basically it's walked away from this far here, which is about 1.5 inches. And if you look over here, originally this was in here, at least 1.5 inches, 2 inches in there. And the tree is bolster blocked and grown out, which oak trees will do. It senses the load, so it grows out. But anyway, over time, the tree has grown out, wind moves it just a little bit, just a fraction of an inch, and this whole thing has walked away from my house, and now it's dropped. So we have to fix that. I'm going to have to take this off, and I'm going to try to get this piece of pipe that's in here, and we'll show that a little later. Pull it out and then put an extension on it. Here, what we're going to do is we're going to jack this up, and then we're going to put a new beam in here alongside of here that will sit on this ledger. And then we'll do the same thing on this side here. We'll add another beam along here to jack this up, and so that it picks my porch back up. Now let's go up on top and show you what it's done up there. One of the things is we got our oil tank is up here in this corner. And so I noticed it last winter, the start of last winter, and this thing was full. So we needed to empty this, and you can see that this is all sloped way down here. The other place you can see where the porch has moved is that it's walked away here. This is a big gap here now that beforehand was only like 1/4 inch. I have moved these beams in already on this. If you look over here, this side here, this tree is grown out. This is where this beam used to be. I did this about 6 or 7 years ago. I moved this beam out. You can see along here where I had to move it out. Now the thing with tree houses, the way I design them so they can do this. If my beam is in close to the tree, I give it a couple inches of room for the tree to grow. Within 5-10 years, it may use up that space. So then I've designed these decks, because I got them stacked, I can unscrew the joist from the beams and knock the beam out further, and then that gives me more time before the tree grows up to the beam. So this one here is getting closer, and in another couple years I'm going to have to move this out some more. I'm basically going to put an extension on this. When you're low to the ground and have a big tree, sometimes you can just fix them. Otherwise, if the higher you are up and the smaller your tree is, the more movement it's going to have, and you definitely need to have a sliding motion in your tree house. Tree houses are not a static structure, they're a live, moving structure.
Okay, good.
Debris is liable to get in there if it's too close, and then moisture gets in there, and then the debris holds the moisture in, and then it's rot. So here it's got airflow all around it, and it'll dry out better and last longer. Boy, we can almost put that one in just the way it is.
I think it'll go. This side's way higher. I think it'll slip right in there.
Yeah. Try moving it to the left more. You know what? We need to cut that end there, taper it.
Taper on it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Okay. There we go.
Your ladder held. I don't think it'll move though. Ta-da!
Okay.